going to squish somebody. I've seen very large rats. We're having a good time. I hope we're on the right track.
Station is
He just got to second base with me. And I think we lost somebody. Connolly, if you're out there, be safe.
Welcome back, all you stags and hens. Thank you for tuning in to the final video of Itinerary England. We're going to close this series out with a little bit of fun as we take the tube to random spots around London.
We're on this damn subway system, trying to figure out how one train goes in two different directions at once, and I think we figured it out.
Our first stop is St. John's Wood to visit a Georgian townhouse that was built in 1831 and would later be converted into a recording studio by the name of Abbey Road Studios. Studio 1 is the largest recording studio in the world, as it can easily accommodate a 110-piece orchestra and 110-piece choir. This studio is most often used to record movie soundtracks. You may have heard of a few of them, such as Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and Marvel's Avengers. But it is Studio 2 that is arguably the most famous studio in the world. It has played host to a number of landmark recordings by the likes of Adele, Muse, and Lady Gaga. Yet, it was made most famous by the Beatles. They recorded 90% of their music here, starting with their first demo in 1962 and concluding with their last album, appropriately named Abbey Road. All of this musical energy reminds me that I'm still without a hard rock t-shirt, so our next order of business is to find one. And what we find isn't just any hard rock cafe, but the OG of HRCs. You might be interested to know that the franchise started here in 1971 by two Americans that couldn't find a decent burger in town. And it just so happened that musician Eric Clapton would later be a regular at the restaurant. It was on one occasion in 1979 that Clapton donated his red Fender Leader 2 guitar, which kicked off the restaurant's famous memorabilia collection. Speaking of guitars, I was still without a new one for myself. So, we venture over to Camden Lock to see if they have any. Walking around, I take notice of the punk music scene, so I know I'm in the right spot. Camden Lock Market is world-renowned, packed to the gunnel with clothes, jewelry, authentic food, and of course, music. However, at the last minute, I had a change of heart. Above one of the shops Bender and I stopped in is a place called Evil from the Needle. I can't think of a better way to commemorate this trip than to get a tattoo in Camden Market. So I rushed to the nearest internet cafe, print out a picture of what I want, and the rest is history. That's it for Itinerary England. I hope you've enjoyed living vicariously through our experiences here. Whether it was learning about London's bloody history, the mystery of Stonehenge, or sharing a drink with us at one of England's many pubs.
We're going to a pub crawl. We're pretty dedicated to crawling around pubs because that's what we do at home. Why not do it here?
Join me for the next video series where we venture into Eastern Europe. That trip gets off to a bumpy start, so you'll want to subscribe and stay tuned.
I'll see you next year then.
Until then, let's get back to our pub crawl. Cheers.
Follow the man in the hat. He's got the beer.
You're not filming this, are you?
Yes, I am.
Let's try this bread of heaven. I like that. It's very smooth. There's no bitter aftertaste, but it does have a nice tone to it after you've swallowed. Very good, very nice. Bread of heaven. I recommend that at every church gathering.
He was a manic depressive, and he lived at the time.
He did some wonderful paintings. They got goats in there, sheep. Boy, have you noticed? I'm buying. What?
He's a tour guide.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I just thought he was from the show off.
I am that, of course. The show often gets paid for.
Hold on. All right, I won't pay
might-
you.
might be the difference
I can
between
tell you
us.
some really good stuff about it. Show me the money. I've lived here 40 years, man. How long have you been here?
Right, folks, I tell you what we're going to do. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to sail on.
I'll tell you what, you're missing the best bit. Come with me.